Hello inflatable fans, I hope you're all well. I'm down at AIRBANK and I'm testing a new pump today. It's this. It's very small. It's a rechargeable SUP/inflatable kayak pump. Inflatable paddle boards, foam mattresses, kites, wings, inflatable boats, beds, tents, etc. And as I say, it's very small. It only weighs 900 grams and it'll inflate to 20 psi. Let's have a look in the box and I'll show you what it comes with. As usual, there are some instructions and gubbins, hoses, gaskets and seals, charging cable, carry bag, and that's it. This is the little thing of joy. I mean, that's on my hand, look at that. So just to give you a size comparison, that's the Outdoor Master Shark 3. That's the top pump. There it is, look. And this is the Flextail Max boat pump, and that's its closest thing. But that, even though it's a little bit lighter, that only inflates to 1.7 psi. Great little emergency pump. But look at the size of that compared to your kind of standard pumps. This is a beast, great for carrying around in the car, no good for camping or anything. This one, a little bit more portable, weighs just over 1 kilo. This, as I say, 900 grams and inflates to 20 psi. We'll just have a closer look and see what comes in here. So, standard hose with a Halkey Roberts adapter, as I say, set of gaskets and so on, and different seals, just so you can get a good seal on there and between that and the boat, and then a C2C USB cable. And these, basically what you do is you clip these in. If you wanted to use a different adapter, they slot off, and then basically you slot that in there, lock that in. Oops, drop the camera, lock that in place like that. Now if we have a look at this, turn it on, there we go. You might not be able to see that, that's currently set to 4 psi. Standard adjustments there, and this is how you kind of cycle through the different settings. Really straightforward. So I'm going to leave it on psi because I know that that's what's going to work. Not very clear to see in daylight, that might have made it worse, adding shine to it. Battery life is on full, that's how it arrived. Nice. On this end you've got USB-C charging port with like a bit of a waterproof silicone gasket on there. There's no wording on here to say which is in and out, and you might not be able to see this, but there are arrows on here. So that one's pointing down and that one's pointing up. So I'm assuming that one's inflate and that one's outflate. Come on, you know what I mean. I've got the Aquatech Ottawa with me today. We're going to use that to test this out, because this inflates to around 10 to 12 psi, 2 chambers. So we'll give it a go on that. Got the hose on, let's get it attached. We'll inflate the top chamber first. I'm going to set this to 10 psi and go. I'm going to leave the camera running just so I've got an idea of how long it takes to inflate this. Done. Seems pretty quick to me. There we go, all done. You won't be able to see this, still showing full charge. What I'm curious about now is how many times I can deflate and inflate this with this. So I'll swap the hose around to deflate. Let the bulk of the air out and then put it on deflate. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to inflate this boat and deflate it a few times just to see where the battery life gets to. There is a camera down there on time lapse, and I'll show all this on time lapse, how many inflations and deflations we get on this full charge. Battery's gone down by 1. There we go. So I've done that several times now. I've actually lost count. I'll put it on the screen how many times I've inflated and fully deflated. I did do some of the inflations from soft rather than fully deflated, and it's got 3 on the battery life. So I'd say that little thing has got a fair amount of juice in it. It's going to do quite a lot of inflations before the battery runs out. Not bad, right? Just to add something about this AIRBANK Pulse Pro, I've just inflated this whole catamaran with it, and that's 2 chambers at 3 psi and 1 at 4 psi, and it has just won a pump wars battle, which you can see in an upcoming video. Great little pump. And that is the AIRBANK Pulse Pro, tiny high pressure SUP/inflatable kayak pump. I think that's a cracking little bit of kit. That's definitely one that will be coming with me on any lighter weight trips that I do where I want a high pressure pump. What I have noticed is if I turn it on, I just want to go down to see how far down it'll go. It'll go to 2, and that's when it actually starts it changes sound and goes into high pressure pumping mode. So you can inflate things from 2 psi upwards with that. Just an important point to pay attention to. So 2 to 20 psi. Pretty good. Don't know about you, but I like that. I think it's a great little device, great little accessory to have. I'll put some links in the pinned comment and description and any discount codes that might be. So I just want to say thanks to AIRBANK for sending me this to review. You take care of yourself. I'm going out on the water for a little paddle. Cheerio. I've just put the AIRBANK Pro into its little bag. This is a nice little bag. It's kind of like a little dry bag with a little twist and clip. It's not going to be a full dry bag because it doesn't properly seal, but it all goes in there nicely. What a nice little feature.